And then the second, to save the budget, you need to have like a really good breakfast in the morning.
Sure.
Usually the hostel or the hotel provide a good breakfast. And then if you cannot eat anything than rice, you can cook rice in the hostel, or you can buy a cup of rice and you can put in microwave, so you can bring it with you. And then just buy anything near the area, and then sit there and enjoy your lunch.
Or you can buy a junk food, for example.
Yes, those kinds of junk food. And in those junk food places, sometimes they have offer, like let's say in burger for €1. Yeah, so it definitely cut the budget. And if you are very Indonesians and you cannot handle other food than Indonesian food, you can bring some food from Indonesia. For example, rendang.
You want that lasts a long time, basically, you know?
Yes.
You can't eat a long time, right?
Or abon. You can bring it with you, and you can enjoy it while you are...
so those kind of things...
Noodles? Noodles, definitely, yes.
Are we talking about instant noodles over here? Oh, okay, everybody's, you know, love that kind of stuff.
Like, you always said a budget for all the popular local cuisine that you want to taste. What are your advice on when to save and when to splurge?
When to save?
When you go,
usually
on a holiday.
I save a lot on the accommodation itself, because basically I only need a place to sleep. Yes, you only spend like I don't know 5 or 6 hours to sleep. So I cut the budget on the accommodation, but I also need to consider that the accommodation need to locate it in the city center, so you don't need additional cost to go here and there.
I do agree with that. For example, when it comes to traveling, if you're going to stay in a hostel, for example, locate where it's a central area. So you don't have extra cost in, you know, to go places or see sighting and everything, right? So you can walk everywhere and it's easy. And you have to love walking, right, when you travel, right? Because there are so many people that, I'm tired and I don't feel like walking, but you have to enjoy being, you know, walking, right?
Yes, you need to walk a lot more than you usually walk in Indonesia,
So basically you have to exercise before you go traveling, right?
Some of my friends do that.
See, I told you. It works. It works. Because, I mean, for example, if you walk and you get tired easily, you don't get nowhere.
True. But by walking, you can see the whole area, like, really good. You can enjoy.
And save budget too.
And save budget.
It saves budget.
And then also, if you want to get some insight about the place, you can join a free walking tour that available in most cities. But there is a but for Indonesian. Because so they walk fast. So sometimes you need to walk fast as well to be able to catch up with them. And this is something that sometimes Indonesians follow for a half of the tour and then
they go somewhere else. And the thing is, for example, they, you know, typical Indonesians are to say all they do is take pictures to exist, and then they don't care about the history, and then after that they go for shopping. I mean, does that happen to you when you go traveling in groups?
Yes, it happens a lot. Some of my friends, they are like bags fans. So what they do, if let's say you go to Europe, you go to factory outlet for a good deal of branded items. And
so that's when it's okay to splurge. And then what are the things like you splurge on?
Clothes. So one of the tip, if you want to shop a lot, don't bring a lot of clothes from
because you're going to bring back a lot of them.
So there are many shops have like cheaper price from comparing to Indonesia, so they shop a lot.
When it comes to Indonesian also, what time of year or month, you know, it's a good time to travel? And with the cheap cost, for example, is there any certain months?
Yes, but there are certain months, but it also depends on the country itself. For example, if you want to go to countries with 4 seasons, you can go from February
Okay.
until May.
Okay, right, because after that will be summer season.
Summer season, definitely expensive.
Yeah.
And then you can go again on October.
Yeah.
Until November,
yeah.
because December is holiday season, so it's definitely expensive as well. But for Japan, for example, don't go there on the end of April until mid of May.
Okay.
Cherry blossom.
No, because they have what they call a Golden Week.
Okay.
So it's a big holiday for Japanese,
Okay.
and then all the places will crowded with people, so it will be hard for you to
Find accommodation.
So
are
and also
you,
go here and there.
Advising for us to travel in group to cut budget?
Depends on the place.
Okay.
Yes.
When to travel in group, when not to?
So it's like this. If the transportation access is good, you can travel alone.
You can share. Oh, yeah,
yes,
New York.
it is good. Yeah, let's say Europe, Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, you can travel alone. But if you want to explore some places that outskirt the city, and then also off-beaten track, sometimes you need to travel in group to cut the transportation cost.
Right, because the more people join, the less.
The less, yeah.
Okay. Any last tips for viewers out there, how to travel in, you know, short budgets, or you can cut your budgets? Any last tips?
Yes, so prepare the travel like for 6 months before.
Okay.
And then do a lot of research before going. Yes. And the last one is travel. Don't just keep it in your mind or your business. Yes.
You just have to travel.
Yes, do something. Because once you travel, you will learn a lot.
You will learn a lot, and it broadens your mind also.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
for coming to our show.
Thank you very much. Hopefully I can travel like you do in your own experience.
Yes, let's travel together.
We'll do. Fingers crossed.
And coming up, Thailand is facing an invasion of cute pandas.
And we have the full story after the break. Thank you once again. And
Aku deg-degan, mudah-mudahan menjawab dengan baik.
在上色过程中。